Hey, are you ready for today's story? Well, here you go. Give me a minute. So a man and his wife were having issues one morning before they left for work. It was a small misunderstanding between him and her, and they were both angry with each other. And from his facial expressions, she knew that he was very prepared to keep malice that morning. And she was also angry, so she didn't mind playing along. So they stepped out of the house. The wife locked the door and followed him behind. Since they didn't have a car, they'd always board the same bus to work every morning and ensured that they sat together side by side on the bus. Usually he'll drop at, let's say, Old Airport. She'll go all the way to Terminus and she'll alight. But that day, he didn't want to sit close to her, so he sat at the back seat and she sat in front, just beside a soldier. And the soldier glanced at his wife. And the husband saw the way he looked at her hair, her face, with so much admiration. Then the soldier told her that she looked beautiful, and the wife smiled and told him, "Thank you." The soldier went ahead to ask his wife, "Where are you going to?" And she told him she was heading to work. All this while, the husband sat behind the soldier, listening to their conversation. And the soldier went ahead. "My name is Femi, and I'm a soldier. I was posted to Jos a month ago. Right now, I'm heading to my place of primary assignment." And the wife nodded her head. And when the conductor requested for the wife to pay her transport fare, the soldier simply took money from his pocket and paid on her behalf. And the wife went ahead to thank the soldier and smiled at him. And then the soldier continued with the conversation they were having. "So, I'll be dropping soon. I rented a house somewhere in town. I don't know if you can drop by someday to say hello to me. May I have your number?" At that point, the husband didn't waste any time. Tapped his wife on the shoulders. She turned, and then he said to her, "I hope you remember to put spoon inside our kids' lunch boxes because you always forget." And the wife was puzzled. Kids' lunch boxes. She was wondering who these kids were and why the husband decided to talk to her before he wasn't even talking to her. But before she could ask any questions, the husband added, "So try to pick them up from school early today because I'll be coming back late, and you can cook some eba for me for dinner so that when I return I'll eat something before I go to bed." And the wife was confused, but then she glanced at the soldier, then glanced at her husband, and then she understood what was happening. She simply said, "Yes, honey," and she nodded. At this point, the soldier turned and looked at the husband behind, and then he greeted him. And then he asked the wife, "Is that your husband?" And the wife nodded. The soldier glanced at the husband again and back at the wife to the husband. And then he smiled. The husband was not having it. He was not smiling back. So the moment they got to the next junction, he held his wife's hand and dropped off the bus. And the wife couldn't stop laughing. And while they were about to board another bus, because they dropped off before they reached their destination, she asked him, "Honey, which kids are you talking about?" And the husband said, "Our future children. Enter the car, let's go." And the wife laughed. They boarded another bus to work that day, and this time they sat together side by side. So you see, when you give your partner distance, both emotionally and physically, you let the devil occupy that space. He takes your position without your permission, and he builds a home for himself in your place. Don't give away your space in your spouse's life. Marriage is interesting if you make it. It's what you make of it.